Hello traders, this is CloudChartist. I did not have a chance to do my regular weekly Ichimoku chart wrap-up last night. I had some computer problems and some time issues, and that combination made it impossible for me to do all the work that it takes to get this video done. So it's Monday morning. I'm going to do a quick run through of the weekly charts. I just want to let you know that caveat here that the charts that we are looking at have the new weekly candles open again. So the analysis that I'm going to be doing is on the candle that's second to, or the past candle. So not the current candle. I might mention what's going on with the current candle, but the weekly analysis is based on the last candle. So let's get started. Looking at the ES on the weekly, we see that the candle put in a potential reversal type candle, hammer off the Tenkan-sen. This is overall bullish. The chart is overall bullish. Close over the Tenkan-sen. Suggests higher prices to come. Tenkan-sen is starting to tip up here. The cloud is rising. Let's move to everyone's favorite crude. Please be patient with my platform. If my platform takes too long to load, I will pause the video. And looking at CL, we see that we had a bearish candle after this bearish looking candle that managed to hold the Tenkan-sen. Last week we lost the Tenkan-sen and sold down to prior lows. We did hold prior support, but the new candle is opening up and making not new lows, but holding this prior support level. But losing this prior support level. So we do have a flattening Tenkan-sen above that could indicate a potential for a bounce back towards the 48.91 level. Other than that, chart is fully bearish, and rejection from the Tenkan-sen level was significant. RSI is oversold, has continued to be oversold. Looking at the NASDAQ, similar to the ES, very bullish. Last week's candle came down and did hold the Tenkan-sen. Now we have the tipped up Tenkan-sen. I expect much higher prices from the NASDAQ. Looking at the Dow, very similar to the ES and the NASDAQ, holding the Tenkan-sen. If we get a Tenkan-sen tip up, then I will say the same about NASDAQ as I said about, I'll say the same about the Dow as I said about the NASDAQ. Right now we have flat Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen going sideways, so but we do have a nice bounce off the Tenkan-sen thus far. Cloud is rising. Let's look at the Russell. Similar to the other indexes that we looked at so far, we have price action above the Tenkan-sen. This candle last week's candle did initialize a new downtrend as it put in a a lower high and a lower low. So until this candle, the new current candle, can get above the high of the last candle, we're in a downtrend. I think it's probably pretty likely that it will, but we'll see. Next up, let's look at some precious metals. This is the weekly chart of gold. Quite bearish here. After 2 weeks ago, we put in this very big bearish candle. I had been looking for gold to break back below 1200, and it did so with vigor. I'm a little bit surprised at how far it descended. This candle, however, could be a potential reversal candle, as it looks like a possible spinning type top doji. It's got a bit of a big body for a spinning top. The current candle has opened inside this candle. We do have flat Kijun-sen and flat Tenkan-sen above that could attract price higher. We also have a flat cloud coming up. Flat clouds tend to look for sideways action. So there's nothing about this chart that currently indicates a lot more downside, but more likely is some mean reversion back towards the Kijun-sen at 1219. Looking at silver next. Similar to gold, we do have the Kijun-sen face pointing down rather than up here, so we will have resistance if gold can catch a bounce to 1633. Otherwise, we did have some buying interest down here at prior support. Seems like the 1550 area is being pretty well defended on silver at the moment. Let's look at palladium for fun. Palladium is currently, what I like to say, between a rock and a hard place, but it's between the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen. So we do have a very thin cloud coming up. When we see thin clouds like this and twists, it suggests tightening price range and sideways action. Until palladium can break above the Tenkan-sen or below the Kijun-sen, expect sideways action. If it does break above the Tenkan-sen, it should head towards the flat cloud above at 804, 804.25 area. Moving on, let's look at the dollar. Dollar's been on a ridiculous uptrend after growing momentum, larger candles. We did finally get a topping tail on this candle. You notice that the prior candles didn't really have a topping tail. They closed on the highs. This one had a topping tail. We're extremely overbought on the RSI, as you can tell, but we've been that way for quite a while. It seems like it would be a good time for some mean reversion here, maybe a little pullback. If we do get a pullback, look for the Tenkan-sen to support at 96.53. Next up, let's look at some bonds. Look at the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond futures. This chart is the continuous contract, so we do have this strange gap because of reasons I'll let you look up. So it's a little bit difficult to chart here because of the big gap, but it's interesting that it is still sort of charting accurately despite the big gap that's caused by the contract change. Overall, 30-year Treasury bonds quite bullish here. We do have flat Tenkan-sen below, and we have the potential for Kijun-sen to come up for a bear cross. So keep an eye on these two indicators, and also keep an eye on the prior high of last week's candle where we got some selling. We could once again get selling here. Let's look at the 10-year. 10-year didn't have that crazy contract change gap. We noticed that 10-year looks less bullish than the 30-year. The Chikou is inside the cloud, which is preventing it from going higher. We also have resistance at the Kijun-sen above, and then resistance at 128, 175 at the Tenkan-sen. Let's look at corn. Corn is bearish under the cloud. I was thinking a few weeks ago that it might be potentially putting in an inverse head and shoulders type pattern, but we're close to invalidating that. if we get below the Kijun-sen here at 367.63, it would invalidate the potential inverse head and shoulders pattern that you might not even think is valid anyway. So just going on the Ichimoku indicators, we were unable to get above the Tenkan-sen last week, so I expect that it's likely that we will come back down and test the 367.63 Kijun-sen level. But unless we can get into the cloud, prices will not be going higher anytime soon. And as the market is open and it's Monday morning, I will wrap it up here, keep this video not too long. And I apologize for not getting a weekly video out on Sunday, but I hope some of this stuff was helpful for you, and good luck this week. Hopefully we'll get some better price action and the Chop Fest will chill out soon, but we shall see. If you're interested in my work and you want to find out more about me or my chat room, you can visit my website at cloudchartist.com. Thanks for watching.